Hi, this is Adam Azad Ahmed, and today we're going to be talking about the training for Microsoft Word software. I'm sure all of you have used it every day for composing a letter and other general objectives in school, as well as in university, in also your workplace, and for general other purposes. So we're going to learn about all the features in it in this training, and hopefully it'll be useful for you to enhance your productivity for this software. So this training again is not sponsored by Microsoft or any other company. This is being done through Dacia Consulting Incorporated, which is a company incorporated in Canada. So in this introduction to Microsoft Word, what is Word? It is a software used for writing, editing, formatting, and creating your Word documents. And you can polish your words. There is editor within it. You can save the document to OneDrive, and you can share the document to everybody, other people, and you can share your work to comment and chat on it. So I'm going to go to Word. I'll show you how to create the document and how to edit it. So the first section is how to write and edit a Word document. As we see here at the top, we have a ribbon in Word. This ribbon has different objectives. There's File, there's Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View, Help, and Acrobat. So first of all, when we start writing out something, um, we first of all need to make sure that our file is saved before you do any work. That's the first step, right? So when you create a document, you need to save it. Make sure you save it. So File, you go to File, and if you've already saved it, it's fine. Otherwise, you need to save it as a copy. And I'm going to just show you again. If I'm going to save any document, best thing is to do is to save it to OneDrive. I have two OneDrives. One is my personal and one is my college. Um, that is the best way. It's saved on the cloud. You can never lose that document. Anywhere you sign in into your OneDrive, into your Microsoft account, you will have access to those files. The other thing is if you save it to this PC, that's fine. You could do that. But then if your computer crashes, you can't get access to it. And if you want to access this file, you need to carry around your laptop everywhere, and then only you can get access to it. So it's always a good idea to use your OneDrive and save it there, right? So for example, this document, I have saved it to my OneDrive already, and that's why it's showing here. So how do you know it is saved to OneDrive? This here would be on. Autosave is on. If I turn autosave off, it means that you're not going to, any changes you do are not saved. You need to manually save it here. See, now you have to go save. So it's always a good idea to keep it on for autosave. Anything you do, if I make any changes, as you can see, it says here automatically it is saving it. And once you have done any changes, it will go ahead and save it for you automatically. You do not need to save your document if this auto save is on, if you've saved it to OneDrive. So for that purpose, this is a very useful objective here that you should be attaining, and making sure that your files are saved to OneDrive. And as you can see, it's now saying saved. It's saved the changes, whatever we've done. So that is first step before you do anything, so you don't lose your work. What you can do also is you can also go to new, and under new, you can see that there are lots of different templates available. If I go down here, there are, if I want to search for business templates, I click on business, and here I can see if I'm going to make a report, if I want to make a resume for myself, or small business email marketing, flyer, or any other objective you want to do, you can usually find a template here. And it's a good idea to use that template rather than creating your own. These are already formatted and ready to use. Same thing, there's cards, there's flyers. If you want to design a flyer, instead of making it on your own, select one of the ones here and you can edit it. It's already made up for you. So first of all, look into the templates. If you are going to write a letter, there are letters here also available, and you can search for the letter that you want. If you want to set up a cover letter, or you want to do any other, for example, here's a photo cover letter. If I click on that, I want to do that. It shows you a preview of what it'll look like. If you like that, you can click create. Easy way to start out using a template. But if you need to create your own document, you can always do that and edit it yourself. The next thing we will talk about is to add the text here. Of course, you can always copy paste text, and you can also find and replace text. If I need to find and replace text, I can do Control H. I did Control H, and with that, I get replace find what. I want to replace wherever Mary name is. I want to replace it with Josephine. And so I'm going to say replace. It's going to go to here and it will say replace this, and you're going to say yes, replace it. Anywhere else, replace it, replace it. And as you can see, it is replacing it all. So, and click OK. So now it has changed it all to Josephine from Mary. So that is a simple way to do a replace. If you want to replace any word in a document, then you can do that. You can do it one by one, or replace all will replace everything there. You can check the grammar also. Anywhere where there's a squiggly red line, it means that the grammar is not correct or the spelling is not correct. And blue lines also indicate some grammar punctuation issue. So build a good relationship. When you do see that, just go there and right click on it. It will tell you, so build a good relationship with him is better than build a good relation. So you can select it, or you can say ignore once, or don't check for this issue. So I'm going to say yes, I want relationship. And I will work with him as a team and ask for his inputs on my each achievement, on my each achievement, or rather on each achievement. So this way you can use grammar to your benefit, and even a comma is missing, it will point that out to you. So this is a very useful thing you can do. You can also, if you want to see more detail, you can say that I want to go to, you can go to home and go to the editor. And in the editor, it will tell you all the suggestions. There are 29 things it's suggesting you to change in this document. So we can go to one by one, and we can say, yes, I want to change it to this. You've decided taking up gardening, so you have decided it's better. Nice raised gardens. Okay, so you can, so this way you can read it and you can confirm if you want to make the changes or not. And that way you can go through the document and improve the overall grammar. If you want to know how many words are in this document, here at the bottom, you can see it says 2,109 words. If I click on this, it tells me this is a 7-page document. So many words are there, so many characters with no spaces and characters with spaces, even letters, how many are there, and how many paragraphs, and how many lines. So all that information is there under the word count. And this, of course, is telling me I'm on page 3 of 7. So that was how to show the word count. Now let's see how to insert a hyperlink. Let's suppose you go to the internet, and at the internet you find a very suitable site that you want to include here. So I want to make this here. This is a project manager, so I want to make this as a hyperlink for Project Management Institute. So project manager can handle multiple projects with help of Gantt charts, and a useful website for Gantt charts is here. So what you can do is you can find a suitable site for that you want to show, and you can copy it and paste it over there, and that way it will be very easy to for your people reading it, that they can quickly. So I'm going to copy the website. I'm going to highlight this. I want them to click this whole thing here. So I can do right click, and one way of doing it is to put a link here. So this link here, and I will put the link here and the address and click OK. So now this link is here. Anybody who's reading this, they see it as a blue link. They can put their mouse there and they need to click Control and this link and click it, and it will take it to the website. So that is how you will insert a hyperlink. If you want to remove it, you can always right click it and you can say that I want to remove this hyperlink. Simple as that. You can copy hyperlink, you can open it, you can edit it also if you need to change it. So these are all available there just by right clicking on that hyperlink. Okay, so we are going to pause here. Hi there. We're going to continue our discussion about using Microsoft Word and understanding all the features those are available in it. Our next section is about how to format the text. So what you can do is here to format it is you can create a bulleted list also. So for example, this list here that was made, you can do like that. What you can do is, I'm going to show you here, when you go to home, under home, there's paragraph. So I can make this as a bulleted. If I want to make the bullets such as this way or this way, or any other way that I like to put the bullets, I can do that. So it's up to me, right? I can decide. If I enter here, it will be the next one. This is another bullet. So you can continue just by enter. If you need to put something here, you can enter here and enter a new bullet here. Okay. So now that is one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is also you can do a numbering also. If you want 1, 2, 3, 4, if you want to have like a princess after it, you want to use this. So don't type it, you just need to select one of these types of numbering that you want, and Word will automatically do that. If you need to enter something in between here, it will move it down, and this is C. So I know that this is something different. So you can decide what type of bullet you want. Another very useful one is to use this drop down type of, if you need to use this type, this is very useful also. This is called a multi-level list. You can select one of these and they will create a multi-level list for you. So for example, this one is very useful. Whose views would you support? And if I click enter and I click tab, I'm clicking tab, it's going to make this 1.1. So this is a subheading, right? And then again, if I come over here and press enter and press enter and then press tab, this is going to be 1.1.1. And so another lower level. So this way you can make your bulleted points here as you like, and accordingly it will create those for you. Section 2, subheading, and so on. So you need to make sure that you are clear about how to do that. This is very useful also. Um, then the other thing we need to understand is how to change the line spacing. As you can see here, the line spacing here is, okay, let's change this here. So here under paragraph, if I click this little arrow here, it will show me what is the line spacing. This is single line spacing. If I put it at 1.5 and I click OK, you see it will spread it out a little more. If I want it to be 1.5, that's fine. If I want more spacing, then I can put it at double even. Click OK, and now you have double spacing. And anytime you click, for example, if I put this on the next, it will create even more spacing in between. So it will leave a full space, a full line in between. So I can decide the line spacing using this objective here. If you don't like the styles of the overall layout, you can change the style. Let's suppose you want to make this a different style. You can decide how it looks by clicking here with the styles. You can use, when you put your mouse there, it will show you how it looks. It could be this one, this is a heading style. And you click the little arrow, there's a lot of different other styles for fonts and also formatting. You can decide which one you want, and you can select one of those which are suitable, right? So let's suppose I selected this one. So so that is using style. Usually you want a heading. So let's suppose this is, okay, let's do this one here. Second topic heading. Right, so now here you are going to talk about something else, and this is a second topic. You can highlight this, and you can go here and you can say, I want a heading for, so you see here, this is a heading. So now this is a bigger and better way of showing the heading. And with the heading, I can also make it bigger, and I can change the font if I want to for the heading also to make it look even better. For example, this way. So in this way, you can decide on the format using heading. So this heading here, this is subtitle. It's a subtitle. And if you want to give emphasis to it, intense, so different options, all of those are there. And normal is this one. So you can decide on the type of heading that you would like to have. Same way for the whole document. If you want to change the whole document format, you can decide on the design. If I click on design here, there are different document formats here already set up with different headings, different structures, different, you can select any one of those which are suitable for you. If you want a heading like this, it will be applied to the whole document. You can decide which design you want for the whole document, and that is your decision also. Okay, we're going to pause here, and then I will show you some other things you can do with Word. So continuing our discussion about using Microsoft Word, we are now talking about how to edit the margins of your page. So let's suppose you are going to print this document, and if I go to print and I see here my margins are too much or not enough of the margins, I can change the margins here. And if you don't remember where the margins are here, it's very easy. Just click and search, say I want to find out where's the margin, how to adjust them, And so you can go here, and as you can see directly, you can adjust the margins. If you want, the normal ones are what is already existing. You can change it to narrow or moderate or wide. If I click narrow, now you can see that the margins are very close to the sides. If I click on print preview, I can see now my margins are very small. The benefit of this is my pages are going to be less. It was 7 pages, now it is 6 pages, but it will go all the way to the side. If you plan on putting holes and binding it, then it's not a good idea to have narrow margins. But if you want to save pages and it's not necessary to have wide margins, then narrow margins may be a better idea in this situation. So that is your objective. You can do that. And or if you don't like it, you can take it back. You can also make it wide. You can also do custom margins as much as you like. So our next that we're going to talk about is how to create columns and how to add a border to the page. So again, if you don't remember how to add the borders or where it is, it will be under layout. So under the layout, you can decide on the margins also. The orientation is here also. If you want landscape, it will show it as landscape. So if I show you here, file, print, now it will print at landscape, which is long in the horizontal manner, that is landscape. So the orientation here, usually we keep it as portrait. The sizes are here. Usually paper used is letter. If you're using A4, you can do that. Or if it's smaller page, you can decide on the page size from there. The columns, if you want to add columns, let's suppose you want to add the columns. You can always insert columns going here, 1 or 2. If you want 2 columns now, you can see that we have 2 columns here. If I make it smaller, so everything is in 2 columns on my page also now, just like a newspaper. If you want 3 columns, you can have it in 3 columns like a newspaper. So everything that you write will be all written in 3 columns. And so this way you can quickly and easily create the columns as desired. So you can also add border to the, if you don't know where borders are, just type in here and you'll find out how to apply the borders also. And the you can change the borders accordingly. So let's go here. So this is borders for overall the whole, like for example, here you selected this. If I select this paragraph and I want borders for this paragraph, I can have borders to be all borders will be having a line, or just the outside border for this paragraph, or I can have inside borders as I desire. So this way you can decide on the borders that you want for the paragraph. So let's talk about how to insert a header or a footer. So I'm going to click here under insert, and under insert, as you can see, we have a lot of different options. And one of the options under header and footer obviously is header and footer. If you want a header, this will come up at the top of every page, right? So if it's blank here, you can type here. This is, for example, a document by Adam, July 2021. So if you do that and then I double click here, now this will be on every page at the top, right? And anything you type, it will not affect it. This header is separate from the other ones. And now you can also add a footer. And in the footer here, you can also insert page numbers. As you can see, page numbers are here. I want page numbers at the bottom of the page here in the center, suppose. So I'm going to click that. So as you can see, it automatically Word will put the page numbers there on the Word document. And this way now, whenever I type in the middle, page numbers are automatically there and I don't need to worry about it. If I want to insert a footer, I can insert the footer here. I can say that I copyright Asia Corporation, and I can put copyright here in 2021. So this will now come at the bottom of every page, right? And so um, let me put here at the top, actually, yes. So this way you can have a footer and you can have a also header. So hopefully that is clear. And we showed you how to insert page numbers. You can insert a page break if this is a finishing, if this is the end and this is a new topic and you want a page break here. So what you can do is you can say insert, and with insert you can say that you want a page break here. So click this here and this will create a page break. So now regardless of what you write here or you don't write, it will make sure this starts on the next page. So you can have a heading here also, the types, right, or dependencies, whatever. And so you can have a title here, right? And this way you can have this always on another page using the page break option that we saw there. Okay, so we're going to pause there and then we'll continue with our discussion. Okay, we are now in the section 5 of Microsoft Word. We're going to talk about how to insert table, pictures, and watermarks. So I have this document here, and let's suppose I want to insert a table here. So what I can do is I can say that I want to insert, and I want to insert a table. I want to insert a table. You need to define how many rows and columns do you want in your table. Let's suppose I want to do a 7x7 table. So I can click that, and now I have a table with 7 columns and 7 rows. And I can write in there, I can say this is Saturday, this is Sunday, this is Monday, whatever. So I can type in there whatever I want to, and that way it can be useful for my purpose. So that is simply how you will insert a table. And as you can see, when you're inserting a table, there are other options also. You can draw the table. If you want to insert an Excel spreadsheet, you can do that also. And there are some quick tables also. If you want to insert a calendar right away, you can do that also without having to do much effort. So just click here and you can see the quick tables. You can say I want to insert May, and you have here at the table, you have a already calendar built in here. So that is the benefit of inserting table. Now, if you want to, now we have garden here. We're talking about garden. So we want to put a picture of a garden here. So in order to insert any pictures, click here, insert. Under pictures, when I click here, you can see if I have picture already saved, I can save it. I will save it from my computer, but I don't have that. I can use stock images, or I can use online pictures from different online sources. It's a good idea to use stock images. These are already provided by Microsoft, and you can find the suitable ones that you like and insert them accordingly. So there's lots of different options here. Under the images, there are icons also. There are people, also pictures, which you can insert. There are also stickers that you can insert. There are illustrations of people also, of different things that you want to add in your document. But the images, if we click here under images, we have got lots of different images that we want to insert. Let's suppose I want to insert something related to garden in my document. So it will bring up all the pictures which have garden in it. And I can select anyone. I like this one, and I will click insert. And as you can see, it will bring it in here, downloading the picture, and it brings it into my document right away. So I can then size this picture as I like. If I want to make this smaller or bigger, it tells me, what do you want to do? Do you want to leave it like that, or do you want to give a border to it? Or do you want to make it like a shadow? If I use it as a shadow, giving me a shadow of it like over here. Or do you want to do like this? Looks good, I think. It shows, it seems as if I have pasted it on here. So in this picture, you can decide how you want it to look, right? Um, and with the picture, you can decide on if you want to reduce the size, you can do that. If you want to overall, yeah, so all these are about the artistic effects also. These pictures, you can change the picture to look in different ways. For example, you want to make it look like a painting, you can also do that. You want to make it look like, um, yes, artistic effects. I like some of these. These are nice. So if you change it like here, this looked like that. If you want it to look like, let's see here, painting, you can just put your mouse there and it will show you. Here, it looks like a painting now. So it looks as if you painted it. So you can decide on what type of picture you want there, as a pixelated, or you want it just normal, or somebody like writing it out, drawing it. You can make it a drawing also. This is also possible. Um, or if you don't like that, we can revert back to my original picture. So this way, you can play around with the pictures and do that accordingly. And like I mentioned, you can also insert the icons. You can insert also word art. Some of the word art is also useful if you want to make it look a little bit more nicer. You can use here, this is word art. Click here, and then it can change this picture to this way, or you can change the colors. If you want to highlight it, you can do whatever you want to, and you can make it, of course, bigger if you want to this way. So that is up to you. You can also insert a watermark if you want to. And again, if you forget anything, you can always just write here, watermark. I want to insert a watermark, confidential or do not copy on my whole document. So if I do that, now on every page, there should be do not copy, but it's on the behind of these. So you can, so when you're in your Word document, you can also, you might want to see the ruler here. So if you just again type ruler, it will, and you click on show ruler, it will show this ruler, and you can see that what is the width of my document. And if you need to change it, you can change it accordingly, but it's not recommended. It will mess up the format. You can do that also. That is for the ruler, if you want to see the ruler. Want to rotate a picture, you can also do that here. If I click on this here and this little arrow here, before I do that, I can make it smaller. If it's too big, I can say, okay, I want to make it smaller. This is too big of a dock picture. I can make it smaller, and can also make it rotate. So with this little arrow here, I can make it rotate. And as you can see, it is affecting my writing also accordingly. You can rotate the picture as you like. So we can also, so this here shows you that you can change the text wrapping. If I put it here, This is showing you text wrapping around the picture. Here you can do it this way that you don't want it to go there. Here you have it behind the text. Here you have it in front of the text, so on top of the text. You really don't want that unless you want to cover up what you have behind there. But you can decide how you want the picture to be in relation to your text. If you want it around it, then that may also look nice. You can write around this picture accordingly. As you change it, it will adjust the words around it. So this is another way for you to design your page as you like. Okay, so that is how you can do that accordingly. So when we're talking about Word, we have already said the first thing you should do is save your document. If you have not saved the document, then you will risk losing all of your effort if you forget to save it. So you should always save it as a document on OneDrive. And that way you will never lose it. And anytime you're in your document, it will be saved automatically. So you don't have to worry about that. If you want to print a document, you click on print. And when you click on print, you select the printer. And it's good to take a look at the preview and how many pages it's going to be. It's going to be 9 pages if I print only one side. But if I want to print two-sided, that's good. I can select print on both sides. And now, of course, it's going to be half the pages. It will be only 4 pages now. So you can decide on portrait, landscape, or if you want to do landscape, it's going to be done like this way. And that's your decision. Make sure you have the right paper and the normal margins we had there. If you feel still too many pages, if you put narrow, it will reduce the pages a little bit probably because of the narrow margins. So once you adjust that, you can go ahead and print it. If you don't want to print it, if you want to save it as a PDF file, you can click the drop down here, Microsoft Print PDF. So click this one. And now it will, when you click print, it will ask you where do you want to save this. Now it will be saved as a PDF document. You need to put, of course, the name for it, and it will save it as a PDF document. So that is the benefit of this here, that you can just save it as a PDF and send it to somebody. Email it rather than printing it out. And you can this way print the document. If you have envelopes, you want to print out an envelope. So let's talk about that. So you can see here under mailings, under the mailings option, we have envelopes. And when I click on envelope, I can put here an address for where this is going to go, and my return address can come here. So when I put that in, it will show me here how it will look. And if I click on this, I can change the size of the envelope. If my envelope size is size 10 or 9, you need to measure what is the size of your envelope, select the correct one, and then when you click OK, it will print out. You need to insert the envelope into the feeder of your printer accordingly, and it should print it out. You can also print labels same way. When you click this label, print the address, and you can print it accordingly. So there are a lot of things you can do in Microsoft Word that we already described. Some other important aspects I would like to review with you. So when you're typing, you're writing out your information in Word. One way is, of course, to use the good old keyboard and type it out. Other way is also you can use dictate. Dictate. So I'm going to click that. When you hear that little click, it means that it's listening to what you are saying, period. And it will type out everything that you say as long as your pronunciation is correct, comma, it will continue to type out whatever you say, period. This is very useful as it will save time and effort and help you to complete your documents faster, period. It will also help you to improve your pronunciation as well as grammar, period. So this is quickly how you can type out, and then again, if you just right click here, and it will give you what you should be writing there in correct grammar. So this is a quick way also to write out information in here. So once your document is ready and you want to share it with somebody, you cannot send this as a file. You can as a PDF file, but then they cannot edit it. PDF only, they can view it. So the best thing to do is it should be saved on OneDrive, either your college university OneDrive or your personal OneDrive. And then you click here and come to share. Now, when you share, you say, I want to share with people. So you can click here. And when I click share, it will create a link. So this link, people in my college can edit. Now, if I want to say anyone with the link can edit, I can select that. So anybody who has this link outside of the college also, they can edit it. People with existing access, specific people, you can say only certain people can edit it. But usually if we click anyone with the link, then it's okay. If I tick mark this, it means allow editing. Those people I emailed this to, they can make changes. If I do not do this, then it means they cannot edit, they can only read it only. So that's up to me, and you can put an expiry date on it. On a certain date, it will expire, the link will not be active anymore. So usually like here it is for 1 day, usually you can make it longer also and apply that. And that link, then you will email that link to them and they will be able to open it up and make changes accordingly. So once they're in there, you will see that they are in there and they are writing it out and everything. If you want to track what changes they're making, you can under here, under review, you can say track changes and click on track changes. So now if I go here and I say, I don't want to use and, I want to make this capital, it will type out everything you say. And I want to add here as long as. So whatever I type, it's going to track the changes. And it will mention to me whatever has been done, whatever changes. So I can review them. I can review the changes. I can say, okay, I want to see if this is okay or not. I'm going to accept this. Is that okay? I'm going to say accept this change. That's fine. I can. So when you're reviewing it, you can accept it and go on to the next one if you feel that makes sense, right? If you don't think, then you're going to say, no, this is not good. I don't want to accept this one, right? So reject, then I can go to reject, and that's it. So this way, you can review the document based on what the other person has changed and make the according decision about it. So if I want to also improve my document, I can do various things to it. I can come here and click tab. It will indent the first line. I can also insert any equation I want to here. So if I come here, I say I want to insert a symbol. If there's a symbol certain, I want to insert that, or I want to insert an equation. I can write here equation df into f minus p and divided by ch. So as you can see, it will create an equation for me accordingly. And that is another benefit here in Word, that you can insert an equation accordingly. Okay, so next step is, many times we need to give references. And when you give reference here, it's very important to put the reference in the document and to create the bibliography at the end. So we're going to see how to do that. So under references, the option is here that you can insert a citation. Okay, so you need to first of all add some sources there. So let's suppose I'm going to add the author here is Dave Barrett, and the book's title is Introduction to Project Management. And this was in the year 2019, printed in Toronto. Blue Sky Publishers. So here I click OK. It will show up here as, so I have Barrett here 2019, which is great. So anywhere I am going to reference his book, I can put it here. I can say references, I can say insert citation. I have Dave Barrett's here. I just click it, it will come up as his name. Now, and others also, you can add others and add them there. Now, at the end, I need to create the bibliography at the end, right? And so at the end, I can say references. And with the reference, I can insert, so bibliography. Usually APA is the style you have to see in your college, university. If you're using APA or any other methodology, you need to use that accordingly. And then you can click on the bibliography. Let's suppose I want it to look like this or this, whatever I want to use. I click that, it will automatically create that reference for Dave Barrett and others that you have already in there. So if you add more sources, the more sources you add, they will all be added into the citation. And you can insert the name in between and the references will come at the end automatically. So that is the benefit of the references also. Okay, and with that, hopefully it makes it more clear how to use Word. Just a few other things I would like to point out. So you should look through all these and understand these, how to insert icons. We talked about that. Smart art also is very useful if you want to insert, for example, a process, a diagram. You can do that also. When you click that, it will create this type of diagram. So for example, you're going to plan for the trip, research the trip. You're going to look within Ontario province, and then you're going to book a hotel, and you are going to decide on the number of nights that you're going to stay there, and then you're going to arrange transport. So This way, you may want to write out like this way, smart art. This is looks nicer also, and you can use that also as a means of writing out your information. And then here you will write within this here box at the bottom here. You can change the smart art into many other designs. It's up to you if you want to look at like this, you want it to look like this, or any other way. You can do that. You can change this view, many other different options available here that you wanted. And you can also change the colors also. So this is using smart art. That is also very important to know. So we talked about that. You can also, so we mentioned about putting in links. Um, so it's good to go through all these things and make sure we covered everything. The overall layout, we talked about references, mailings, review. Okay, and then I think that's mainly what I wanted to cover in this course. Hopefully it's been useful and you now have a great understanding of using Word, Microsoft Word, and being more productive with it. Have an excellent